everybody, and welcome back to another episode of First and Last. My name is Josh, and with me this week, we have Michelle.
Hello again.
You're back from the grave.
Whoa.
That got dark.
You got murdered by Doogie Howser, murder doctor.
Call back.
Oh, wow.
And-
Listeners, go back to season 1.
I mean, that was a long time
Yeah.
ago. It's like episode 10, I don't know.
Millions of episodes ago.
I'm not going to look it up.
Many.
It's a lot of work. And we also have Jimmy.
Yeah.
Good old Spaghetti Jim.
Yeah. I wasn't ready yet. I was trying to do the "That's My Wife" thing from
A Borat?
John Mulaney.
That's my wife.
I like it.
But that's me.
What does Borat say?
My wife.
Yeah, that one.
Oh, my.
That one.
How has that not been done yet on this?
I've only been here a few times.
Yeah.
I suppose.
She's
I guess we
I'm
could
the only
listen back
wife.
to Michelle's other episodes and see if she's done that.
She is, in all fairness, the only wife we allow on the podcast.
Yeah, true. That's true. What does that mean? Listeners, tweet at us. What does it all mean?
I don't know. For some reason, people marry you.
Yeah.
People marry
did
him.
that.
The people to my right marry people like
The
you.
people did that once.
Yeah.
That one time I tricked them into
That one
doing
time.
Fair enough. Fair
All right.
enough.
If I have anything to say about it, it'll be the last time.
that. Hey, Michelle.
Yeah.
Can I do this? Hey, Michelle.
What?
How does this podcast work?
Oh,
Great question. So, what we're gonna do? We're gonna talk about some stuff. We're gonna watch the first episode, pilot, as they like to call it.
usually.
Pilot of
My
a
world.
show. Talk about it some more. Watch the series finale.
Mm-hmm.
See if we are right about our predictions. And maybe laugh a little in between.
There will be no laughing tonight.
I'm looking for gasps.
Never forget. Gasps.
All shock and awe.
Going for gasps.
Going for gasps.
Laughs are cheap.
We pop in my cat eyes. For gasps. What show are we doing, Jimmy?
Tonight, we're watching Broad City, which follows two women throughout their daily lives in New York City, making the smallest and mundane events hysterical and disturbing to watch all at the same time.
Whoa.
Was not aware of some of that.
Didn't know about the disturbing part. I
hey-
assumed hilarity.
Yes.
It's basically two lady comedians, right?
Abby and Alana
Yeah.
are their
Okay.
names, I believe, in the show and in real life.
Okay. Sure.
Have either one of you been able to witness any part of this show before in your history?
I've seen 0 portions of this show.
I don't think I've seen it. I've heard one or both of them in like interviews. I think maybe post or like towards the end of this show, because don't they like write a book or something? I'll look it up later.
Probably.
They're doing other stuff now because obviously this show is
Sure.
over.
Right.
This was their big break.
Don't know. I think I could pick one of them out of a lineup. Not sure I could pick the other one. And I don't know which is which. So there you go.
I won't break the news. I've seen a lot of this show.
Oh, great.
Okay.
It's good.
How many percents?
I don't know
That's
if
how
it's
that's
100, but I'm pretty confident it's
Okay.
80
That's a lot of percent.
plus.
There's
Potentially.
5 seasons,
So I'm going to be judging.
and it ended this year.
Yeah. I'm not 100% sure if I've seen the last season or not. I don't remember much.
There's 50 episodes.
It's a lot
So
of episodes.
I'll mostly be the judge of whether or not this is an actual good or first and last. And you guys can tell me if it's a good show, because I already think it is a good show.
Okay. I see.
That's fair.
I'm already sold on the show itself. Watch it, listeners. Stop listening to this podcast. Watch the show, or play along.
Watch along.
Am I right?
For sure.
So for the past
You are.
couple weeks, I think I've rectified it. Every single time we're recording like this first part, like our intro, food has arrived, like
Oh.
forever.
Interesting.
So I promise you, listeners, food may arrive in the second part, but not this part. I got it.
Wait, what?
Why are you confused, Jimmy?
Because I'm IMDbing Broad City, and there's a series from 2010 to 2011, and then another series from 2014 to 2019.
Is it the same people? Or is it like a different show, just called Broad City?
Yeah.
Could
and
be a
it's
different show.
Lana and Abby, and it says it's 26 episodes.
smoking crack.
This is,
Crack smoker.
and it says
Yeah.
aired February 15th. I'm gonna do some more Googling.
You do that.
Okay.
They're only 22. For some reason I thought they were like 45, 42 minute episodes, but they are
Yeah,
short.
They're quick.
So the original release date, according to Wikipedia, it was on Comedy Central and it went from January 2014 to March 2019.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's a recent ender.
So yeah, very recent.
Mm-hmm.
Why it's been on my radar.
Anybody want to take a gander, a goose, or a gallop? I don't know. At what happens in the pilot?
Ooh.
I think we're gonna be introduced to them, right? Get like
They
Lay of the land.
they're not even in the intro.
no,
They're not.
Who's to say? Lay of the land. Something funny is gonna happen with, I'm gonna say, grocery shopping.
The grocery shop.
Yeah.
The great grocery shopping mishap.
Yeah, I don't know if it's things about their lives. Everybody does that.
Right.
Yeah, I definitely feel like this is gonna be like a Seinfeld, but with these two gals. Things
Sure.
are just gonna happen to them. Only added at just smoking a lot of pot, I assume.
I'm sure there will be at least one bong or joint rip in this episode.
Okay.
So basically, it's
Point per.
half baked, but
rip.
just starring these two ladies.
Yeah, it's a mix between take Seinfeld and Half Baked and throw
So
it
I
together.
think one of them is a janitor,
Okay.
and her character's name might be Dave
Wait.
Chappelle.
Oh,
That's not his character's name. I can't remember.
I was like, the character's name were Abby and Alana, and then you
Right.
said her name is Dave.
Dave Chappelle.
I was, like,
I
how do
was
you-
lost too.
how did
I
you-
didn't know where he
I'm
was
not
going.
following.
Nickname.
Oh,
Dave.
So like her jumpsuit says
I
Dave,
would call
but her
a,
name.
a gal, like a gal pal friend Dave. I think that'd be a great nickname for a girl.
I mean, if that's what they want you to call
Dave.
him, then I would call him
insert
Dave.
quizzical look here.
How did you get? Is it? Have you seen Flight of the Conchords?
Yes. That's
Isn't
Steve.
there
though.
isn't their pal named?
What kind of
Tim
rapper
Dave.
name is Steve?
Isn't their friend named Dave who throws the party?
Oh, maybe. I don't know.
And they're like, and Heather Graham, it comes at the party, and they're like, how did Dave get a hottie like that to a party like that?
We're getting
This
copyright
good
struck.
one,
We're
Dave.
getting copyright struck. It's
I'm
happening.
gonna look it up.
Okay.
What show are we watching?
Broad Concords.
I hope one of the Concords makes an appearance in this show now.
Ooh,
I would see
That
that-
be
I
a
would
connection?
love that.
I would see them going really well into this show.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Nice.
they might be in the show because, once again, I don't remember good.
Huh. Okay.
His memory isn't so good now.
I think I bet there's probably a cameo in this of someone
In the
that we
pilot?
actually recognize.
First episode
because
cameo?
I don't think because I don't know who these two ladies are outside of
Right.
this context of this show. So I feel like there's going to be someone else in it
Recognizable.
to sell it.
Yeah, I'm on board.
I'm trying to think of. I've never seen him do I don't know if they do stand up or they're just comedy writers,
Mm.
Yeah.
and they were working Workaholics, the
Yeah.
other Comedy Central show. I feel
Yeah.
like they're kind of like the girl versions of those dudes.
Okay.
They did those guys worked in a shitty office together, and then they wrote a show
Yeah.
about that kind of thing, and then they got picked up and they made a
Sure.
show. And I'm assuming these two girls just lived in New York and then wrote a funny show about their kind of shitty lives, but made it funnier.
Sure.
So, do we got anything else we want to add, or should we just dive in?
I'm ready. I think I'm ready to dive.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna see how many celebrity cameos and bong rips there are.
Stay tuned for the tally.
Stay tuned
I bet
for
Jerry Seinfeld is in this. First
absolutely not.
episode.
Absolutely not.
He distances.
If he's in this,
distances
if Jerry
himself.
Seinfeld's in this episode, I'll give you 10 points. But if he's not,
Wow.
you get -1.
Whoa.
Are you willing to take that risk?
No.
Okay,
You only get -1.
but you'll get 10.
That's a
What
great
episode
deal.
is this?
That risk
in this
we're-
podcast? Who's to say?
Are you talking about in season
We're
4? You want to
starting-
know where you stand in points
I
before
wanna
you take this
know-
leap.
I don't know. That
Yeah,
sounds
we
like
haven't
high
done-
reward, low risk to
This
me.
is a
so-
spoiler to people, but we haven't done the most recent first and lasties, right?
Wait, what are you talking about? Well, no,
Won't-
because
wouldn't
we're
this
not.
wouldn't this episode be a new?
No, it's not a new
No,
season.
it's not.
No, you're just
I
confused.
don't know where we are. Listeners,
Jimmy's confused in his
Edit
timeline
that out.
because he's been not on the podcast
Strike
for such
that
a long
from
time.
the record.
yeah, every whale has been saved.
That's true.
I'm back now.
We actually said that you had switched over to going to Mississippi to save the gators.
I
From
thought
the-
you were gonna say to killing whales.
To-
Every whale's dead. That's the real reason I'm back.
Yikes.
Nothing to save.
Nothing to kill. Nothing left to kill. All right, let's get into it. We're going to
That's
get into
just-
the pilot episode of Broad City. I hope it's called something besides pilot.
I believe it is. And yeah, it's called What a Wonderful World.
Ugh.
Oh.
Thank you, Abby and Alana. No, my new favorite show. All right, we'll see you after that. Yeah, and we're back. We're done with the pilot episode of Broad City called What a Wonderful World. I said most of those words correctly.
What a wonderful world.
The end. What a wonderful world.
You
Do
know.
you want to hear the description?
What do you got for us, Jim?
Yeah.
When Lana finds out about a secret pop-up Lil Wayne concert,
I realized
Lil-
I don't think I knew what they were trying to do the whole day.
Was not
I
sure.
just
Until-
knew they were trying to go to a concert, maybe.
I didn't know until like
Yeah.
halfway through the episode when she started saying Wheezy. I was like,
Oh, yeah.
oh, we're going to Lil
so
Wayne.
so that's a real thing, Wheezy?
Oh yeah, Wheezy.
Because that just
Wheezy,
sounds
baby.
like a shitty Seven Dwarf name.
Wheezy, Sneezy.
Because it's
Sleazy.
Yeezy is Kanye.
Right. Well,
so is
those are
is
his
Wheezy
shoes.
just Wheezy is okay. I'll blow past it. So they're trying to do that. And so Lana and Abby hustle their way through New York City to try to scrape together enough money for tickets. No matter how creepy it gets, the girls keep their eyes on the prize. And that's basically talking about a Fred Armisen cameo where Lana puts on a Craigslist ad two Jewesses will clean your house or whatever in their underwear for $100.
$200.
$200 for 1 hour.
I'll be honest. I'm putting this out there. I'll clean somebody's apartment for 1 hour in my underwear for $100.
$200 an hour.
Whoa.
Well,
$100
it's cheap.
an hour?
It was $200 per with two people.
Okay.
An hour is a long time
It's a long time.
for one apartment.
Doesn't take me 1 hour to do a regular cleaning of our apartment.
I don't make $100 an hour, so
No, absolutely not.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
They ain't get any goods. No,
Right.
no biddies.
Yeah, our sponsors over at RC Cola aren't paying us $100 per hour to reproduce this podcast.
We don't have sponsors. They're not a sponsor. RC Cola tastes like poop. Don't drink it.
Our sponsors at Shasta.
Shasta. Dead cats. Made out of dead cats.
Is ShamWow still a thing?
R.I.P.
I
That
think we
guy's
should reach
definitely
out
dead.
to like old products to see if we can get
We
sponsored.
can reinvigorate old products.
Like,
Yeah.
we really need to bring back the.
Big League Chew sponsor.
Oh, that's for sure still a thing. I
That is
think
definitely still a thing.
Yeah. But it's like,
I would for sure. I'd be honored.
do you think our
To be
our
sponsored.
demographics big league chewers?
Yeah, because
Maybe.
it's all people who were alive.
Not any
and
more
well
than Shasta
in the
or
90s.
RC Cola.
Right, yeah. Well, okay. What is everyone's like initial thoughts on this pilot?
I had a great time.
I am very lukewarm. I'll
Oh,
be real honest.
okay.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I would like you to explain yourself.
I don't know. I just I thought it was funny. I laughed at some points, but I needed a little bit more to like draw me in.
Right.
I don't know.
I
Okay.
mean, I would say there isn't a direction for the show, like
Yeah.
at all. There's no like you don't know what they're,
Other than getting to Wheezy, which they actually don't end
which
up
is
doing.
obviously not like the goal for the season or
not
something
the
like that.
season, but for the episode. Like
Right.
even
Yeah.
they didn't really get anywhere,
Because
which is fine.
right.
Interesting.
But I think that also plays into the we also kind of talked about Seinfeld, right? Well, Jimmy wanted Jerry to be on.
I
And
was
they
just
did
saying,
make a
I think
Seinfeld
that's what
reference.
this is.
And which is very similar. They don't really
Nothing
do anything.
happens.
And that is not my favorite type of TV.
Sure.
So I'm very lukewarm towards Seinfeld. I'm very lukewarm towards this TV show right now. Maybe my mind will change in the pilot.
Good.
I mean, in the whatever, the last one.
Learning a lot about my marriage right now, listeners.
Yeah.
It usually
Things
happens
I
when
didn't
I
know.
guest star on this podcast.
Things
You
I
learn a lot
didn't
about me.
know. Like when you get mad at me about the witches.
I think that's a very apt and like understandable reason. Because like, yeah, it's, I mean, after this show, I think we basically understand that Abby and Alana are struggling to do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they
Broke as a joke.
they like Alana stole stuff from work to like trade into an office supply
To
store.
return, quote unquote.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
for
to try
store
to
credit.
to try to get she tried to get cash, but
Right.
they didn't give it. They gave her a card, and then they
Classic.
traded that card to Alana's roommate for
pot.
Which
So,
was later
one
traded
tick
again
mark.
for pizzas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which then he
That's fun.
traded for pieces, which is funny.
So
And
in
then-
that scenario, everyone won.
Yeah. So they're obviously like there are two ladies living in New York, just struggling to get by,
New York's a hard town.
and then
if you can make it there, you can make it anywhere.
This is
Someone
true.
said that once.
and shenanigans ensue.
Correct. I do enjoy the poor man's Zach Galifianakis roommate,
Bevers.
Bevers.
He does.
Bevers
Yeah,
is
he
his
definitely
name.
does
Or
look like a
roommate, boyfriend, or whatever.
Yeah, Bevers is her Abby's roommate's boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
Abby's...
He was just like
Did we
the
ever meet her
quintessential
roommate?
terrible
No.
roommate.
No, we did not ever meet her roommate. I just love he was like playing like Call of Duty or something.
Matt Bevers.
Matt Bevers. And he was like, "Oh, it's just my roommate." And she's like, "You're not my roommate." So
Yeah. that
Abby's
was silly.
obviously a little like soft spoken or
She's a little bit of a doormat.
non-confrontational for sure.
She's definitely a little bit of a doormat.
Yeah.
But
for sure. And then Alana's just fucking nuts.
Yep.
Is that the correct term for her?
explicit rating right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. She kind of reminds me of someone.
Like someone you know?
Yeah.
I
Maybe
don't
both
know
these
anybody
people.
like
maybe that's the point. Is these two people are
They're
kind
like
of just
kind of relatable.
people
I
you.
feel like everyone in their life kind of knows someone who's a little out
Yeah.
of control and someone who
Yeah.
also you can just kind of do whatever. There's no
Like
like you know
over.
like yeah, you're a pushover. It'll
John Gemberling is Matt Bevers' name.
be fine.
He's been
I-
in a lot of random things.
Did appreciate the kind of satirical Soul Cycle place that Abby worked, where it's very much like just be positive, and they like bow to each
Yeah.
other
Oh,
all
yeah.
the time. And it's just
It's just like a lifetime.
full disclosure, never been to a Soul Cycle class, so I don't know if that's what it's like. But what was they called it like?
It's basically every like
What was
millennial
it like? Sister Cycle?
gym.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
What
was
was it called?
Which this is 2014. Is that like pre? Are we not saying millennial yet? Because that's basically what this is kind of making fun of already. I felt like.
Yeah.
I don't know if we are saying millennial
Are
yet.
they
I
are
can't
they ahead
remember.
of their time? I believe it.
I bet there's some part of the show that is ahead of its time.
Yeah.
Sure.
Maybe a small part, but I bet there's a part. So two fun things they do is they try to do they try to do the drumming on like
Oh, the
bucket
bucket
buckets
drums.
to
In
make
the
money,
park.
Yeah.
and then someone like dances to it and they stop drumming because
They want
they want the money, and then
profit.
the whole crowd like turns on them for not drumming
that
anymore
was silly.
And booze them.
and,
Yeah.
and boos them, and then they go to someone's apartment to clean it in their underwear, and it was Fred
Fred
Armisen,
Armisen
and he was so funny.
pretended to be a baby and then just answered a phone call out of his diaper
Just
about
as an
a canceled
adult.
flight.
That's just great. Yeah, what's up? The flight's canceled? No, say the flight is canceled.
Is it
Is
canceled?
it canceled?
Canceled.
I'm a baby.
It was just Fred Armisen being classic Fred
Very
Armisen.
true,
It was
very
perfect.
It was really good.
We also
So there was a cameo. Do I get a point?
sure.
No.
Hey, half a point.
They touched on that "What a Wonderful World" is a slave song. That's news to me. I don't know.
I'm
Because
pretty
it was
sure.
written by like Louis Armstrong.
I'm pretty sure they're setting it. I think they're just kind of developing. From what I know of Alana's character, she's just
Sure.
she's
Setting
just,
the
once
stage.
again she's a little off the
Yeah.
rails. So she's like, "How about this crazy theory?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to tell you about it."
Or how about the opening scene of them video chatting?
Oh god,
Turns out Alana is
doing a dude.
doing a dude.
Oh yeah, we
Which
haven't talked about
ish.
him. Hannibal.
Oh yeah,
Hannibal Lecter.
Did she say
No,
she was just keeping it
Lincoln.
warm?
Yeah, she said just keeping it warm.
Which is one of the grossest
That's
ways
not
to
sexy.
say I got someone inside me.
Yeah. Not cool.
Hannibal Buress.
Yeah, it's Hannibal Buress, and he plays Lincoln, which is Alana's like
Fun buddy.
Fun buddy.
He's in the movie Tag with all those guys.
Oh yeah.
Do you know who Hannibal Buress is, Jimmy? Are you confused about
I'm trying to see why I would know him.
He's a stand-up comedian,
Sure.
and he has like comedian specials.
Okay.
He
He's apparently in Spider-Man Homecoming.
Spider-Man.
he was the
Spider-Man.
one. I'm pretty sure Hannibal Buress. This is a weird fact. It's gonna get weird for a second.
Love it.
Pretty sure Hannibal Buress is the one who he did stand-up comedy, and one night when he was on stand-up comedy was said like, "Yo, Bill Cosby rapes chicks," like, and he's the one that started talking about it out loud, and people were like,
Oh.
"What the fuck are you doing?" And that
Yikes.
kind of like led to people investigating it. So
Well, thank
Pretty
you?
sure.
Question mark.
yeah,
Yeah.
so that's Hannibal
Yeesh.
Buress. If people don't know,
How did he have the insider info on that?
I think a lot of people knew, and
Oh.
he just
kind of
and
put it
he
out
just
there.
didn't give a shit about Bill Cosby.
Hmm.
And other people were probably afraid of him.
He's got to be like 40 years Bill Cosby's junior. Okay. Anyway. Oh, he was in a couple episodes of 30 Rock.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
I
fun.
see that.
That's fun.
What's gonna happen next? And by
Let
next, I
me
mean
tell
in
you.
many episodes.
In many
No, don't
episodes
read the
from now.
synopsis. That would be cheating.
Jimmy's
No, I
gonna
didn't
read the
read it.
last episode synopsis.
I did
Well,
not- I did not read it.
Abby and Alana go to space.
I was gonna say there are some other characters, but I don't think we really know them yet. We know
I think
Yeah.
Lana's boss and her had a little thing. I didn't recognize that guy from anything. I'm sure he's from something.
There's one thing I know about her work life that's hilarious is there was one of the girls when the boss guy was asking who's got ideas? 'Cause it's like an ad agency marketing,
Okay.
like kind of social
He's got
media marketing
deals,
thing.
is what he said.
That the girl who said something about jazzercising your vagina or something like that.
It's
Ooh.
bedazzling your
oh,
vagina.
That's what she
Vajazz-
said?
Bedazzling.
Yeah, that's what it was.
I did not catch
Oh
that's
yeah,
what
she
she
said
was talking
she said-
about.
Yeah, she said
Yes.
vajazzling. That girl in the show over the couple seasons I've seen just hates Alana, just hates her, and
Sure.
it's so
Okay.
every time because Alana doesn't even
She's
get
register
it.
it.
She doesn't get it at all.
That's funny.
And the girl Alana will do something to her and run away, and the girl it'll stay on the girl, and she'll be like, God damn it, she'll just be so mad.
That's awesome.
So
like
that girl's funny in that thing. I don't think
She's Newman.
in a way, but
Jerry.
well, in a way, she's in that concept. Technically, she would be Jerry, and Alana would be Newman, because
All right.
Jerry doesn't like Newman.
Right.
Well, they don't kind of like
They
each other.
hate
Yeah,
each
it's a
other. They
mutual.
hate each other.
From what I know.
Bad
Yeah,
example.
there's-
Bad example, Jimmy.
They're interchangeable.
Okay.
I guess. Whatever. I'm kind of ready for predictions
Yeah.
Yeah.
because we did find out when we turned it on that I have not seen this last season at all.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
So I didn't
Which
even
is
remember
great.
this first episode.
Also,
There you go.
I'm very sad. I looked at a lot of shows for tonight, and I
Mhm.
thought, oh, two lady comedians.
Like
My
wife's
wife will
gonna
be
love
into
this.
this lady power stuff, and she's like, whatever.
It's okay.
Next.
Can't win them all. I said I'm still open to it. Maybe
Okay.
the series finale is gonna just clinch it.
Like if you left right now, would you watch another episode? And except for the fact that you're going to be forced to watch at least one more next.
I think it would be a really great put on while I'm trying, not
Not
necessarily
listen
doing
to.
something else, but I feel like I didn't have to watch every single second to know what was going on, which is nothing wrong with that. There's a lot of shows that I enjoy that I do that with, but
Yeah, for sure.
I would definitely give it some more tries, if that makes sense.
Okay.
I'm not totally hating on it,
I would
but
s-
I'm not man, I have to watch every episode of these 5 seasons.
I would
right
say not the strongest episode of the show that I've seen for sure.
All right. That makes me feel better.
I would say it's not. It's this seems funny. It's probably pretty good, but I don't think they put their best foot forward in their pilot. I would say that. I would agree with you there. But I'm
right.
definitely I would watch another. I would be like number 2 go.
Yeah.
It's short enough
It
that
was
I
their
would
first
go splat.
full length.
Yeah.
So this show we learned, and I was going to do some research on, was a web series first for Comedy Central.
Gotcha.
They had like 16 like little or 26 web episodes that were super short, just shorts.
Yeah, like a couple minutes long.
But called Broad City.
That's why there's
So.
2 IMDb pages. Jimmy
Yeah.
cracked the code.
Cracked
to
it.
go.
You're welcome,
Cracked the
Internet.
Super sleuth.
IMDb cipher.
You're welcome. Yeah.
Super
The Zodiac.
sleuth. Yeah.
Jimmy's the Zodiac.
Whoa.
That got dark quick.
I don't think that would
We
be
just listened to a Zodiac podcast today on our way home, so.
Monster.
Monster
No.
Ball.
There's
No.
one called
Monsters
Monster.
Ball.
Yeah.
We don't need to talk about other podcasts.
That's okay.
No other podcasts exist, listeners.
Just listen to this one.
Nothing.
What I think is going to happen.
Yeah, get into this.
Go for it.
I think they're going to have better, like, temp jobs. Like, they're still going to be in, like, jobs, but they're just
Okay.
going to be, like, slightly better.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know why. I just think that. And I think, who is it? Abby. Abby has the longer hair. Yeah.
Gabby's the one that was a cleaner
Yeah.
at the
Yeah.
bike place.
At the
Oh,
bike
yeah.
At the
place.
gym.
I think Abby is going to have some kind of relationship with that guy down the hall that we kind of ran into.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I forgot
Like,
about him.
Yeah. The
Poor
hunky
man's
lumberjack
Jake
dude.
Gyllenhaal.
Sure.
Or what? I said someone else when it came on.
Handsome neighbor.
Handsome neighbor man.
Number 1. Yeah, I think there's going to be something there. Like, I think over 5 seasons, she's going to build up to, like, now I can say full sentences to you.
Oh.
And maybe we'll have smooched. I don't know.
Okay.
I also think that Abby will have a different hairstyle.
Okay. Instead of long, just straight.
long, straight.
Oh, Abby.
Brown hair.
Okay.
I feel like Ilana's hair is very, like, iconic to her, so I don't think that's going to change. But
She's got
I feel
the-
like Abby could
She's got
change
the
her hair
like,
up a little bit.
Jewish fro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Watch it.
Am I allowed to say Jewish?
Watch it.
Jewish.
Just don't drop a hard
Jewesses.
J on us.
I'm not dropping no hard J's.
That is where my predictions end.
No.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Are
Cool.
all these written down? I feel like they're not.
What? I just didn't write down the last one.
Okay.
I'll write it down.
She'll write it down. Don't
All
worry. All right. I'm going to go. I think it's Alana's wedding to Lincoln in the last episode.
Ooh. Bum, bum, bum.
Interesting. Okay.
I think she goes to boy toy to man's Roy. I don't know.
Where's
Couldn't come over.
this rhyme going?
I failed. I think I tried
From boy
I tried a couple
toy.
episodes ago to say that some shows were gonna go not the way of how every other show in the world ends.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How's that been working
and
for you?
I've given up on that, and I'm just gonna decide that this show
All
ends
shows.
how all shows end.
With a wedding. Yeah.
The wedding.
And the
Perfect.
wedding is Alana and Lincoln's.
Interesting.
I like it.
I think that Bevers dies or is dead.
Ooh.
Okay. So he's
Yeah.
okay. That's different than Dead or Gone.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if he's just gone and they don't say anything, then that's
Sure.
I don't get anything.
Okay.
But if they're because I kind of feel like Bevers like died while like eating a donut crossing the street and like a
Yeah.
pack of wild dogs knocked him into a train or something like that. Like you know,
Oh my.
like
Yeah.
he
still has his
They're
like
gonna
gaming
be like a
headset on.
callback.
like I think he just like harasses Abby for 5 seasons and then they just like get rid of him.
I like
be
that
funny.
in like a satisfying way.
Yeah.
I like that.
In a satisfying, funny way. I think Abby's still working at the gym, but she's a trainer now.
Ooh, she's been promoted.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Okay. She worked her way.
And then I also think there is a scene on a boat.
Okay.
They're on a boat.
Maybe they're in the Hudson.
With T-Pain.
Oh, I
Most
hope.
likely in the
I hope they're
Hudson.
on a boat
And
with
Lonely
T-Pain.
Island.
They would do that.
Lonely Island.
They would do it. Those are mine. And no, that is where my predictions.
I might throw an
And-
extra prediction in that I think there's a member of the Lonely Island or T-Pain in this episode.
That if it was Lonely Island, that would make me like the show a whole
Oh wait,
lot
I actually
more.
do have one that just says cameo. That I forgot about.
Cameo.
So I think there's a cameo.
All right.
I
Another one,
think,
okay.
unlike Josh, that Lincoln is dead or gone.
Ooh, Lincoln,
Lincoln,
the fun buddy.
yeah.
'Kay.
The fuddy. And then I'm going. Abby has some sort of like career.
Like she's a working class woman now.
Yeah.
Got an office job.
Yeah, she has a
Working
like a real
9 to 5.
job.
Trade
She's a
stocks.
big girl job. She has a career.
He's a bank teller.
That's not a.
Works in finance.
Yeah, maybe. Why not?
What are you doing?
Singing 9 to 5.
Oh,
Dolly
okay. I was like, I don't recognize this. Now I do.
And then number 2, I do think Ilana is in a relationship. I think it's with a gal.
Okay. I'm into it.
Cool. I like it.
I knew you would be.
Mm-hmm. Is that it?
Yeah.
Oh,
And that's where his predictions end.
nice.
Yeah.
Well, you
Is that a Mario?
Oh, I didn't.
you,
don't
you
have my
forgot
thing.
about it. We just won't talk about it. And
I'll bring it
If
back.
you remember, you can bring
I'll
it
bring
back.
it back.
Stay tuned, listeners. We'll be back after the finale of Broad City, and maybe Michelle will have a surprise.
Bum, bum, bum.
See, we gotta do cliffhangers now
Oh.
to keep
Oh, we
them.
do cliffs
cliffhangers
now.
now to keep them coming back.
I missed that while I was doing with the whales,
yeah, we do that now.
the whale stuff or whatever. What was I doing? Alligators, crocs,
Who knows what you were doing?
What you doing?
piranhas.
Sharknadoes.
I'm just gonna cut at some point
The
when you
Meg.
were asking what was I doing,
What
and then
was
it's
I
just gonna
doing?
do the in between music. And we're back from the finale of Broad City, entitled Broad City.
Broad City.
Yeah, right.
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that,
Fine with that
naming
title?
convention.
Yeah, sure.
I think I even said before that I would have loved for most shows just to not name their episode pilot and to just name it the name of the show or something
Yeah.
like that.
Sure.
Or just name it Pilot.
No,
Not even Pilot?
I don't like pilot.
He doesn't
I
like
feel-
when shows are named pilot.
I don't like it when shows name their for that first episode pilot. It is a pilot a lot of times.
Right.
But it
But
takes-
not necessarily. I see
You
what
spent
It's
the time-
probably a pilot
you spent-
every time that
Right.
it's called pilot.
You spent the time writing a show. Spend 20 more seconds
Sure.
coming up with the name
coming up
for
with
an episode.
Yeah.
Have
Okay.
some respect for your work.
And my argument is that it might be, and I have no reason for believing this, except for that I think that it could be like a badge of honor to have created a pilot to shopped around and it got picked up and they thought it was good enough to be the first episode. They didn't demand any like reshooting of anything.
I'll meet you halfway, and you can name it an episode, and then right after the name, in parentheses, write pilot. So then you know it was the pilot episode,
Okay.
but it still has a name.
Have you ever seen the footage of the It's Always Sunny's guys that
Their
of
pilot?
the stuff that they shopped around?
Yeah.
It's like with a camcorder in like a backyard of
Yeah.
somebody's house.
That is not surprising
It is
in this list.
awful footage. You could never use that
Yeah.
on television,
The-
but it's hilarious.
The quality is terrible, but the content is amazing.
And that's all that matters, right?
I think they used
That's how you prove that you've got a good idea.
Right.
And that's why that's why you went to a network, because you're like, you have the money to make this look good.
Yeah.
We have the brains to
So
make
they
make
reshot
it
that
feel
whole
good.
thing. Obviously, that episode's not called Pilot. That's called The Gang Gets Racist.
Right.
And I don't think any of that original footage is in that episode. I think
It's
it's in other
it's in
episodes.
other- yeah.
The one where Charlie fakes that he has cancer. Spoiler,
Charlie-
listeners.
Charlie gets cancer.
Charlie's got cancer.
Watch out. Speaking
I've
of
seen most
cancer,
of them.
do you have a write up for this
Oh, I got some
episode?
stuff. Oh man, I have so many things. Oh wait, it's in the same.
So many things.
I learned so many things. Well, I learned.
Are
We
you going
talked
to read
about
us
how
a
it was a web.
synopsis, though?
It was a yeah. We
Okay.
talked about how it was a webcast, right?
Yeah.
First,
Yeah,
Yeah.
we said we've already been there.
so we talked about like writers and stuff, and like people who spend time like writing and then do like a show. These guys wrote for Upright Citizens Brigade on MTV.
I didn't know
Or
they did that.
on Comedy Central, and that's what they came from. Okay, this is the decent. Oh, it's got to load. It's buffering.
Things don't buffer anymore. They do, which
Damn
is
it,
sad.
that's not that one.
When
that
will
one just
buffering
says,
be a thing of the past? The
it
internet?
It should already be. So I don't know the answer.
Yeah,
to
the
that.
internet should be good enough for everybody that buffering shouldn't be a thing. But I guess people live in like
Oh, here it is.
Wyoming and they
Yeah.
don't have good internet or something, right?
Oh yeah, there's lots of places in the world you still gotta load. Okay, this is the best description I found. Ilana finds a valuable toilet on the street. She and Abby carry it towards Lana's apartment. When they stop and talk, it is taken. Ilana organizes a party on the roof of her apartment building, attended by several people who know them, as well as some of Abby's neighbors. Okay, this is actually terribly written because it's actually Abby's apartment
Yep.
building.
Alana threw the party for Abby.
For
as a
Abby's
going away party.
Who's leaving. So then Abby and Ilana say goodbye to each other before Abby moves 1,800 miles to Boulder. I'm pretty sure someone just Googled the distance. I don't think that was ever said.
No.
4 months later, they remain friends and frequently phone each other.
Wow, they're still friends? You mean you don't just stop being friends with
4
someone
whole
when they
months.
move away?
She didn't forget. Okay, but the other one was just that like Ilana and Abby say goodbye. That was the like IMDb descript. So
Yeah, I think it was like the Broads say goodbye.
Broads say goodbye. That's
Broads.
what Hulu said.
Yeah, something like that. This was okay.
it was interesting. It was way
got
more serious,
I think it was. I think
than I expected.
I want to throw it out. I think it was too serious.
I thought they were going to be like
There were
serious
tears.
for a second. Yeah. And like Alana was crying on the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, whoa.
She cried on the bridge. She didn't cry on the rooftop, but I think she cried on the street.
Like
Yeah.
on the street at the end. Yeah.
Which, like, I don't know. Their show was ending. If they were like friends in real life, those could have been some real tears.
Yeah.
You know?
I read somewhere that this is like for sure. This whole show is just a play off their friendship
Oh,
in
sure.
real life in New York, trying to make it.
Right, what you know.
Right, what you know. So
Yeah.
if, it was an end of an era, even if Abby wasn't really moving away.
I did.
So, I appreciated I liked the ending scene where it was just like them. It kind of reminded me of Sex in the City. So in Sex in the City,
Doesn't
they're
she
like,
live in Paris?
no, they
We
live
did
in
that
New York.
one. Listeners, go
No,
back and listen to
No,
episode.
Sarah Jessica Parker's in Paris at the beginning of the last episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then there's movies and whatever. But anyways, at some point in the show,
We don't first and last movies.
there's like the four of them are walking, and then they pass like 4 20-somethings
Oh,
I
like
see.
that are the new them, and then that kind of happens
That's
at the end of the show where it's like it's
Yeah.
just pairs of like best friends, and I thought that was cool. It was just like all
Yeah.
different kinds of best friends,
And they were all basically kind of saying and doing kind of the same things
Yeah.
that they were doing and feeling like they
I
were
liked that.
the only ones in the world.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. That
I
was
liked
cool.
that.
They also do that in Mean Girls, like the
Yeah.
up and coming plastics
Yeah.
at
Oh,
the
God.
end.
I also at the beginning of this episode they were on a quest for a BEC, a bacon, egg, and cheese.
Ooh, yum.
Most likely on a bagel because it's New York.
Mm.
And it just made me remember when I
Delicious.
lived in New York for a little bit and would get tasty bacon, egg, and cheeses on
Oh
bagels.
my god,
I
that
would
sounds
assume you
amazing.
gotta have the breakfast sandwich on a bagel in New York.
on
really.
a
And
warm,
if you're doing
fresh
it right.
bagel.
So good. So
Made
good.
from the fresh
We
rivers
need-
of the
we
Hudson.
may-
Correct.
We may need to stop this podcast and go
Fly
make
to New York?
warm bagels.
Go fly to New York, get a
and
bagel.
eggs and cheese
We
and
could be there in 4 hours. What do we got? We can do it. Can you fly to New York right now and still make it
Probably.
to Chicago in time for tomorrow morning?
I cannot.
Okay. You-
When
you
this airs, I'll have been to Chicago and back.
you'll
but
you'll definitely already be back by the time this goes out. But
Anywho,
so I mean it was a good and it was a heartfelt like thing, and I like it when shows like kind of end like this is everybody and we all like
yeah.
we're obviously like you can tell they're sad as like real people, and then their characters are like going through something too, so it like kind of works both ways. But they had like 3 different like really serious moments between Abby and Alana, and just for like the like feel of the show throughout the seasons of it just being like wacky and crazy, it was like to me it was too much seriousness.
Sure.
If like just the ending was like, if they were like the first one was at the Brooklyn Bridge and they were carrying a toilet, you know?
Yeah.
And if they would have just stopped and like wrote Abby and Alana forever and went like, hot, cool, and moved on really quick, but they were there for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, that was a long scene.
Like crying, and I was like, this is too serious. And then sort of on the rooftop maybe, but then the one when she put her in the car and she actually drove away, I'd have been like, this is the proper place to like do this really quickly and do it. And the rest of the show, the rest of the episode should have just been like, hey, remember all these classic shenanigans we do?
Or like, here's us running around New York on our last date doing funny shenanigans. I would have liked a little bit more of that too.
I had kind of a problem with this last episode being a little too serious because the show itself is not that serious the whole time. There's room for it, and they made room for it, but they made too much room for it, if I dare say so.
Sure. I definitely had the thought at one point during this that was like, this last episode is an audition tape. Like, they show that they can be funny for 4.5 seasons, and now they're showing that they can do like some drama, you know? Like, it was like, because I was like, there's no way that this show ever reached this level.
They're trying to be in
of drama
the new
before
CSI or something.
And I was like, I felt like I was there with them. Like, when they got serious, I was like, I didn't think like this is forced or anything. I mean, obviously they were probably actually sad because it's the end of the show.
Right.
But I was like I could, like, these are good actresses, you know? So I was like, this is a good audition tape for something different if they want to do something different.
Yeah, all
if
of it.
They not want to be employed by Comedy Central their whole lives.
Yeah, all of it was believable and good acting, and it all worked out. It just was like, it just felt like it didn't stay true to what the show was.
That's fair.
Yeah.
So, I didn't like that. Also, another big thing they talked about, the apocalypse.
That is fun. So is that a thing throughout this
I have no idea.
series? You don't recall?
No, I don't know.
Not enough to make an impression on you.
No, yeah, if it was a thing, I don't know. Maybe it was just a thing that they were trying to do to meet St. Louis.
Might have been a last season thing or a last episode thing.
Do you guys have an apocalypse plan?
No.
I feel like, like I do. Like, just from...
You do, and you haven't shared it with your wife? It's not like written
down. It's not like...
I feel not
she'd
taken
just
care
be
of.
with. So...
But what if she's
Thanks
at
for
work?
not using my skills.
And everything falls apart when she's at work?
How do you know your skills aren't part of the plan?
Well, I feel like if my skills are part of the plan, I should be privy to the plan.
She should know the plan, Jimmy.
Like, if I'm at work, where do we meet?
My
car won't start.
I'll probably meet you.
Oh, you're going to... Oh,
I will know before you know.
Oh.
Being the man.
Hey, in all fairness, if Jimmy's dead, you're probably been dead for months.
Oh my god. That's maybe not true because you work in like hospitals type scenarios. So like you'll probably have infected sooner than I will.
If we're going zombie apocalypse, working
working
hospital is probably not a great place to be.
Yeah, you.
True.
I
Good
might
thing I
just
don't work
think
in the
you're dead
hospital.
already.
I'm feeling really loved right now.
It sounds like Jimmy's...
She
Do they
said
do
sarcastically.
operations?
Sounds like Jimmy's plan for the apocalypse is to leave you for dead and get out alive.
Jeez.
Wow. Putting all kinds of words.
I think we're hearing you loud and clear, Jimmy.
I'm hearing that you have a solo plan of how to survive. And if I'm there, great. If I'm not, your survival rate goes up.
What happened
what
to
I'm
this
hearing.
episode? It's just spinning out of control.
Out
of my control.
Alana's earrings that she was wearing in this last episode.
Oh,
That
said
the
Jew.
hoop earrings.
Yeah, they said Jew. The whole time we're like, what did those say?
I thought Jesus for a long time, who was a Jew, so,
For a while,
That's a good point.
For a while, I was like, did they say Jess? Like, or something like that? And I was like, why would she have earrings with just another lady's names? I could see her wearing earrings that said Abby.
Yeah,
Alana would
and
do
they're
that.
just Abbies.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I also, at one point, Alana is talking about Mormons because she doesn't really know where Boulder, Colorado is.
I think she thought...
And she says,
Right.
Momo's still dope, though. Like,
Momo.
Mormons are still dope. And I
Oh,
liked that.
is
I
that
was
what
like,
that meant?
Momo's still dope.
And she's like, no, that's Utah. That's Utah. Because she thought Mormons lived in Colorado.
She thought Mormons were from Oklahoma, I think.
Yeah.
So that's why I thought maybe
She,
she's
like-
talking, maybe Momo was something to do with
Like-
Oklahomans. Oklahomans? Oklahomans.
Oklahomies.
The
Wow,
Oklahomies.
that is like too cool a nickname for people from Oklahoma.
You
No
can,
offense.
Our Oklahoma
All of our
listeners can hit us up at FNL Podcast and tell Jimmy
Okay.
why you are dope.
Maybe it's a perfectly
Oklahomies.
apt name.
Where the wind comes sweeping down the plain.
See, that's probably isn't that Iowa? No, that is Oklahoma.
Iowa.
I'm thinking of the other
Iowa.
musical.
What? That one about Iowa?
Yeah, Meet the Music Man.
Oh.
Oh.
Anyway, my only other thing that I researched that I thought was really interesting was that these two wrote and performed the web series Broad City.
Sounds about right. I just assumed that already.
Yeah, and then and that was well received, and I think at the time they were writing for Upright Citizens Brigade already. So then Amy Poehler is a producer of this show. Is
Ooh,
an
I'm a big
executive
fan.
producer. So she
Big fan
worked
of
with
Amy
them to do a pilot for FX like 3 years before the show aired, and they like purchased a script and then they like didn't approve it and they're like wishy-washy, and so then the two ladies went back to Comedy Central and then agreed on a script and Comedy Central had to buy the script back from FX and then ordered a pilot, and then the show got picked up and made like 3 years later.
That's right. Make them work for that money.
They worked.
The
So
network,
they
not
stuck
the
with
ladies.
it.
They can work for the money too, but they earned that money.
Yeah. Well, they must have been earning other money during this time to
Yeah,
survive for a
seriously.
few years before it actually started being made. But Amy Poehler was still like an executive producer on this whole series.
I feel like if Amy Poehler is behind your show, and she's
That
like,
says
"This
good
is
things.
funny, and I want you to do this," it's probably good because she's hilarious.
She is very
Right.
funny. Very funny.
Yeah, and it doesn't go on to say how involved Amy Poehler is, except for that she's an executive producer. But the fact that this all started in like 2011 and the show didn't actually start till 2014, they must have had some workshopping
Yeah.
that they did, to ensure success. It's like a 96% on Rotten Tomatoes
Because it's good.
because it's dang good.
I'm wondering what I guess they rate every single episode. I'm just in my mind. I'm like, this last episode can't have been rated that high.
Yeah.
I will still give it another chance. I'll like put it on a few times and see what I've seen.
I'm
into
it's a good show.
these two's relationship.
It's a
I think
really
it's
good
fun.
show.
Yeah.
I really like that they call each other dude. I'm really behind that.
They're just pals.
Yeah.
Call each other dude. Dude's pretty much
Sup, brah?
become a
I've called lots of girls dude.
a non-gender specific
Yeah.
in general.
it should
I think
be.
around friends it's like that.
Yeah.
And the episode ended on Lizzo, with Lizzo being
That's-
the
that's
background
crazy.
music, so
Wait, I guess it's not that crazy because it was March of this year of
Right.
2019.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it was her like
For the
newest
annals.
song.
Yeah, it was
Juice.
she was probably just getting hype then.
So much hype.
She was just getting lit.
So lit.
Should we dive into what if we got
Yeah.
anything right?
I guess.
I definitely got that Abby had a different hairstyle. Her hair was shorter and it was wavier,
Yeah, okay. She may have just not straightened it that day.
but it was still shorter.
definitely
you
different.
Can't like.
Okay.
I
Her hair
said
was really
different
long in the first episode.
and straight and boring.
And bangs, which was very like New Girl. It was probably the thing at the time. It's probably very hip for 2014 to be
So
like Daria.
1 point for me.
That was your one?
What were your other ones, really quick?
That Abby was gonna have some kind of relationship, which she did get proposed to in the last episode.
Yes.
true.
That
by
was the
her like
the
old
trainer.
boss. Yeah, by her trainer. That
To
was
the
weird.
douchey trainer from the
I'm guessing
first
we missed some
episode.
kind of like
I think they had
weird
some sort of romance
courting.
for a hot minute.
Ugh.
And I said that they had better temp jobs, which is not even a little bit true, because
Abby was going to school in Colorado.
It
Yeah.
sounded like they both
And
had gone
Alana
to
is
school.
going
And Alana was going to school for something else.
Or she's already done with school.
Well, Abby said she's doing some kind of residency, and she said she's going to the studio, so maybe she's doing some kind of like art or music residency.
Oh, I also read somewhere that Abby is really into drawing or illustrating or something.
Like
That's a
real life
reoccurring thing.
Or,
No.
Oh, okay.
During the show, that's
Okay,
the thing she's
so it could
trying
be like
to
an
do.
art
Is she wants to be like
residency.
an illustrator.
Cool.
Cool.
Alana's wedding with Lincoln did not happen.
No,
No.
they were
Bevers
not speaking.
Is alive. That did not
Correct.
happen.
Well,
Abby.
he's alive, so
he's
him
alive.
being
He
dead
did- he
did not
did die.
happen. He was dressed very sharply. I wanted to know what was going on
I
there.
think he was just dressed up because it
Just
was
for
like
the party.
her, like,
Party.
for the party. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like.
Can we talk about his gift to her? That was really great.
What was that?
He gave her a box to put her
Oh.
cheese in. Like in the first episode, he ate her cheese, and he was like, "Maybe you should write your name on all 6 sides." So
Yeah,
he
give
her
gave
name
a
was
cheese
already
box.
on
Like an
it,
airtight
but-
Tupperware with her name on all 6
Yeah.
sides.
Yeah,
was
that was a good callback.
It's a good. I do like when shows do a episode 1 callback and it's like a little thing like that.
Yeah,
Right.
It's
Doesn't have to be
subtle.
like a whole thing.
I
Yeah.
remember that.
It's like now no one can ever take your cheese again.
Yeah, it was very
even though
emotional
She's the guy
about
who
the
took her
cheese.
cheese.
Exactly.
Alright.
Abby is a trainer at work. Well, she's moving to Colorado.
So
no. She doesn't have a job in New York anymore. And there's a scene on a boat. No. They were on a bridge for a long time.
Bridge, a roof, no boats.
Yep. Near a cab. Was the closest thing I got.
With a toilet.
With a
Yeah.
yeah. Skateboard toilet.
Skateboard toilet.
Skateboard.
No.
Toilet on a
Toilet.
skateboard.
None of
It's
that.
Classic.
So I'm gonna take a big old
Big old
zero.
goose egg over you.
Mhm.
Okay.
Over you? I can't speak.
I have Abby has a career, but she's going back to school, so it's kind of just a
She's
different.
It's a
She's
career
on
path.
her way to a career.
All right, 0.5.
0 points.
Number 2, Alana has a relationship with a gal. And I actually looked that up because I remember that one of them, it was a thing that she came out, but it was the other one.
It was Abby.
Abby is like, came out as like bisexual,
In the show?
and it was a deal. No,
Or in real
I don't.
life? Just
Well,
in
I
real
don't
life.
think in the show. Who's to say? But for sure in real life.
Oh, okay.
So totally wrong. Ilana's actually married to a man. Number 3, cameo. I don't think there was a single cameo.
No,
No.
not that I noticed.
Very
No
upset.
baby Fred Armisen this time.
Ugh.
I'm a baby.
We should just go back and watch that scene. Number 4,
Just Fred Armisen.
Lincoln
I'm a
is
baby.
dead or gone, and it seemed like they literally, maybe he had been gone for a while, and they brought him back
Yeah.
for this just to say goodbye to him.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, he obviously wasn't dating Alana anymore,
Right.
but they had like been boyfriend girlfriend at some point.
So is that 0 points for you?
I would say that is 0. Are you okay?
Michelle
Well.
broke out the soundboard. Everybody.
That's all you get.
I
So,
hope
for
somebody-
the record,
What about
so
the
for the
ham?
record,
What about the ham?
No, wait.
So
For the record,
ham?
I got the
Oh, the
only
ham
points
horn.
today as the guest star.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, okay. I see what you did there. That's good.
You win.
You're just in the.
And that made staying up past my bedtime all worth it.
That's right. It's 4 a.m, listeners.
No, I'm
Somewhere.
an old lady.
It's
I'm an
for
old lady,
somewhere.
so, you know.
It's 4 somewhere.
I just love that. So you're taking Joe's seat this week on the podcast, and right behind you is Joe's sound effect button. Jeez, that is loud.
It's awful.
Whoa.
I apologize, listeners.
It's pretty
He-
fun though.
It's the no button Jimmy bought Joe for his birthday.
That's right.
Yeah.
And Joe
that's
the
right.
next day immediately just brought it over here and left it on the windowsill next to his seat for the podcast.
Oh.
Yeah,
That
money
works.
well spent.
Happy to fill the soundboard seat.
Well, we appreciate
Yeah.
you being here.
And this one is just for the road.
That's the best
I
one.
don't understand it at
I
all,
don't
but
get it
it's
either.
funny.
I thought the other one, though, it's called a rap air horn. I thought that was called a ham horn.
Oh
But
yeah,
apparently,
the ham guy.
you can just say ham.
That's like that's something Bevers would just yell.
Is that just something that people think that that sound is like ham 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 ham?
Oh,
You know?
maybe.
Maybe.
Let's listen to it one more time just to.
If you
know.
hit the ham horn real fast.
Okay, now give us
Now
ham.
hit- now
give
do
us
that- do the
ham
same
fast.
thing
Can you
with
give us
ham.
fast ham?
Just a weird breath.
No, that was gross.
that's-
Listeners, I'm sorry.
That was weird.
I'm so
I
sorry.
feel weird now.
We had to know.
Yeah, we did. It was for
Yeah.
science. We had
That was a good science experiment.
Thanks for sticking
And
with
our
us
theories
this
were
far,
proven incorrect.
listeners.
right. Well, hey everybody, we thank you for listening, keeping with us on that hot ham air noise.
Oh.
Scientific experiment. If you wanna
Ham water.
hit us up, give Joe a compliment, rate our stuff, tell us a show maybe that you want us to watch. Hit us up at F&L podcast on the Gmail, on the Twitter, other stuff.
Facebook.
Throw a star or some shit our way, you know?
Yeah. Like and subscribe.
Yeah. Give us some ideas on how I can survive the apocalypse, because apparently
Yeah.
I'm planning
Wow.
What's your apocalypse
okay.
plan? And will you help Michelle survive? Because Jimmy
Please.
is going to let her die.
Well,
We'll
let's
see you
not.
next week for another First and Last.
Is that how we're gonna end
this.
this?
Bye-bye.
Bye.
That's where we're leaving this.